In this video, we will discuss about SQL Server Query Optimizer estimates when using a hint called disable parameter sniffing. I'll be using a database AdventureWorks DW for this demo too. Before proceeding further, let's discuss what is this hint disable parameter sniffing. Disable parameter sniffing hint basically instructs the query optimizer to use average data distribution while compiling a query with one or more parameters. This instruction makes the query plan independent on the parameter value that was first used when the query was compiled. So this is going to basically not use the estimates based on the first time this query is executed, the parameter when this query was executed for the first time, the plan will not be dependent on that. This disable parameter sniffing is going to use average data distribution while compiling this query execution. Yep. So what we'll do is like we will drop procedure sp underscore table one, and then we will create it. Sp underscore table one procedure is going to have a parameter date t date time, and what we are basically doing is like we are basically trying to select the number of rows from table 1 with predicate column 4 is equal to the parameter that we are going to give. So it's basically going to check for number of rows on table 1 based on the predicate, and we are using the hint disable parameter sniffing. So let's go ahead and execute it. So what I'm going to do is like I'm going to execute these three stored procedure execution. I'm going to execute these three stored procedures. It's the same stored procedure, but it is having a different parameter every time. So the first one is basically 11 January 2024. The next one is 10 January 2024, and third one is basically 10 January 2090. So this is basically like kind of definitely off limit as far as the data is concerned. I just want to try all these things. So let's start with the first execution. Let's look at the execution plan, and what I'm seeing is like we are estimating close to the estimated number of rows per execution is 57.5. So let's note it down. Let's execute this query. Let's look at the execution plan again. This time also it is 57.5 again. So let's note it down, 57.5. And then this one, we clearly know like the data that we are talking here, the parameter that we are talking here is definitely off limits because it is 2090. So let's execute that. And it has returned no rows as expected. And let's look at the estimated rows per execution is again 57.5. So what I've done, I've noted down the estimates for each of these execution. Just a verification again. So the estimated number of rows per execution is definitely 57.5, and I've noted it down. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check for this. I'm going to check the statistics and see from where we got this estimate. So now looking at all the statistics that is present on table 1, and since the predicate is on column 4, I'm going to pick up this statistics, which is basically an auto-created statistics on column 4. So I'm going to pick that up, and then I'm going to run this. So when I execute it, what I'm able to see is like I'm able to see the histogram step, and also I'm able to get the density value and things like that. And as far as the estimates are concerned, whenever we use the hint disable parameter sniffing, what we basically do is like we basically pick up the all density value, and then what we do is like we basically multiply that with the total number of rows that we have on that particular table. So let's execute that, and what we are seeing is like we are getting a value of 57.5181, which is same as what we got before. So let's run that side by side. So if you execute it here, look at this one, it is exactly 57.5181, and that is what we got when we multiplied the all density value with the table count. So what happens is like when we use this particular hint called disable underscore parameter sniffing, no matter what parameters we use, SQL Server Optimizer doesn't basically create an execution plan based on the initial value. Instead, what it does is like it uses the all density value and comes up with an average value, and that is how the estimates are given to the execution when it uses the option hint disable parameter sniffing. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Jai Hind.